Msika is here. We have you all covered with just 150 kwacha. You can advertise every day from 17 hours to 18 hours. For a 30-second ad, get the benefit of selling your products and services on Msika. For more details, call our marketing department on +260 953 995099 +260 962 444 726 or +260 971 177 467. Email us on info@camnettvafrica.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, good morning to you. Welcome to Rise and Thrive Breakfast Show on not just another channel, which is Camnet TV. I'm your host. My name is Precious Mzea Sakaleji, and yes, of course, like any other introduction, I'm not alone on set. I am joined by Banda Tandi.
Yeah, good morning. I'm so excited to be here today because we have a jam-packed program for you out there. So all you have to do is stay glued, begin to share with your friends and family. Do tell them that Banda Tandiwe is on air, about to give you guys the best in entertainment, education, and information. And basically just a jam-packed program for today with a very, very interesting topic. This time around, we are tackling men issues.
Yes.
And our theme for today is, why is it hard for a man to report a GBV case?
Yes.
Especially if he is a GBV victim. Now, GBV basically stands for gender-based violence. So what is gender-based violence? It's basically inflicting pain that could be physical, emotional. I was about to say spiritual, but
mental. I think this
mentally.
Can it be spiritual though?
So basically, this is just inflicting pain on another individual in different aspects. But in our country, we'll table it down, or we'll narrow it down to being physical. So why is it so hard for a man to report when he's been beaten?
Well, now, the past few days, I think 3 days ago, before we actually came to a conclusion that this is a topic we're going to have today on the Rise and Thrive Saturday Breakfast Show, I did a little survey, here at the office, and 1 out of 5 men that I asked, would you report if you were being beaten or abused by your partner? And 4 said, no. Why would I want to go and embarrass myself? Because currently, society has laid down these things to say a man is supposed to be strong, a man should not cry, a man should not do certain things. But what we're forgetting is that men also have emotions. They're human beings at the end of the day. We have focused more on the female because let's say 80% of the cases are girl child, a wife. It's rare that you find a man that will go to a police station and say, my wife beats me, or maybe my wife abuses me and all. So I'm just wondering, why is it so? I want to understand this. We'll have someone to explain that.
But you've not finished the survey. Can I give you the 2 that actually said they would go and report from the top of my head, that work for Camnet Television? Great guys, do a very great job. Would you like me to say this on air, guys?
Yeah.
The 2 that would actually go and report. And I'm picturing this scene where they go and say, my officer, bwana animenya bwana animenya bwana nana kumenya animenya bwana. This guy that's really skilled, usually behind the cameras in the studio. His name is Elijah, very talented young man. But he's one of the people that I actually think would go to the police station and say, bwana nishta kuipa mugeuzu akushta chani. And then the other one is he's usually in the transmission.
Isaac.
Of course, you nailed it. Carries the name of my brother, but these 2, I think they carry the same name too.
They're brothers.
Yeah, that's why. See?
They actually said no.
I was spot on. I really think these guys would. I would post the pictures later just to see how the affiliation of being cowards. But anyway,
I'm not part of this, but
why?
I'm supporting her, but I'm not part of it.
Anyway, our theme for today is a really, really interesting one that we can look at from different angles. Why is it that men find it so hard to report cases when they are victims of GBV? Now, in my opinion, personally, I feel like men have a natural ego that they feel like this natural pride. Even if they've been, I've personally seen men who have been battered. Like really, really bad, and they will not stand up and go and report a case. And I've seen women that have been battered so bad, and they will stand up, even if it's just a slap, they will go and report that
because
case.
It starts from there.
Yeah, so I feel like one of the reasons that men, just my opinion, tend to face is that there's this particular ego, and even what they get from those who are meant to keep law and order in society. Imagine a situation where this man goes to the police station and he's crying, and he's just broken down because he's been beaten. Are you telling me that those officers would be like, because you know, if I went to the police station and I've been beaten,
you would get the most attention
and all that, mommy, what happened? You know, they would sit me down. There's a certain way that they will behave towards me, and this is something that needs to change in our society. But imagine a man goes there and he's wailing, and you know, he can't hold himself together, and he's complaining how his wife has beaten him, or his girlfriend, or his sister has beaten him, or his workmates. There are some violent girls out there that could do justice, I'm just saying. But yeah, just imagine that type of a situation. You know, what would, if a man came to you, Precious, from the top of your head, a man came to you and he's crying and he's got these scars and he's bleeding, and he tells you, my woman has beaten me up.
I would be concerned, first of all. I'm
Precious,
like,
the truth.
The truth, yes.
Pastor Chiluba, I hope you're watching.
Really now? This is what we're doing.
I hope they're watching.
From the top of my head.
Because lying is a sin, Precious. So be honest.
Why am I being put on the hot seat,
I'm just saying.
Oh my God. But listen, if a man was to come to me and say, I am being abused, I am being
No, I've given you a scenario where he's bleeding, he's come to you, he's crying, he's wailing. Like, I've been beaten,
Precious. Of course, escort him to the police station. Yeah. Yes. I would. I'd be like, yo, I can't do anything about it. You're hurt, you're bleeding. We don't know how far the injuries go. Maybe you have internal injuries that will actually, I don't know, damage some organs in you. Let's go to the police station, get a police report, go to the clinic, and then sort the lady.
No, you go to the clinic first.
But at the clinic, they'll ask for a police
report. Oh yeah, my bad.
So you get a police report, go to the clinic, and then if that is sorted, and then I will sort out the female. Because I feel...
Okay, this is his wife.
Okay, on that one. On that one. On that one, though, I have...
Now we're getting to the honest part. We're getting to that Precious that will tell the truth because we're live on TV.
Oh, I think I will just end helping him get medical help, and then he'll sort it out with his wife when like he's better. Like, I would not get myself involved.
Oh wow, I wouldn't be able to give my opinion a little
on
bit
that
later
one I wouldn't get myself
what reaction
involved.
I would actually bring out. But our theme for today is why is it hard for a man to report that he is a GBV victim. Remember, for all your comments and contributions after we have our morning boost, you could save this number. It's 0968 675273. That is 0968 675273. All the numbers that are scrolling down on your screen.
Yes, of course.
Remember that you're watching Camnet TV.
Not just
another channel.
Another channel. We'll be back after the morning boost.
Good morning and welcome to our morning boost, and remember always to try do this at home early in the morning before you start your day. This is not the main workout, but this is just to help you get started your day and keep fit. So therefore, let's go. We're gonna keep it easy today. We'll make some aerobics movements. Aerobics is good for you, for blood circulation, to control your blood pressure. and also to make sure that you stay fit. So we're gonna make some basic moves in aerobics. Let's go. Very easy, we start with marching. Go. Good morning, everybody. Good morning and welcome to our show. Let's go. Step touch. Last one. Hamstring. Last one. Knee high. Last one. Lateral legs. Last one. We're gonna put now all the four together. That's what we're gonna do. Okay, let's go. Last one. And knee high. Last one. Step touch. Last one. Step touch. Last one. Knee high. And marching. Keep marching, keep marching, keep marching. We're gonna change now. 2 knee each. Let's go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's keep pushing. I know you feel like giving up. Check with your neighbor how many minutes you've done. Let's go. Go. 2 each. Now let's do it faster. Change. 1, 2. Four. 4 each. Last 4. 2 each. 2. 2. 2, 3 each. Go. And marching. Go. How are you feeling on your legs? Let's go now. March, 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 march. Keep marching. We're almost there. Let's go. March, 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 march. My producer is dancing behind the camera. I wish I can show you. Let's march. Let's go. Bring in a V step now. It was a pleasure doing a workout with you this morning. I look forward to another workout with you. Make sure stay fit and enjoy the rest of your day. This is Isaac Matsa, and guess what? I'm signing out. Thank you.
Well, I didn't manage to work out today, but I do work out every morning. No, wait, I think I did. I just did a workout at an awkward time. What's funny? No, like I decided to you know what? Forget about it. I work out every morning, whether you want to believe it or not. That's fine. That's really fine. Anyway, thank you so much to Pastor Isaac there for that morning workout session. I hope people that don't like to work out like Precious will try, by all means, to at least do something, even if it's just sit-ups, just 10 of them. Is it push-ups? Squats. You can run, you can walk.
I walk a lot.
You can walk the dogs.
I don't have a dog.
Or the cats.
I hate cats.
But anyway, remember our topic for today is why is it hard for a man to report a GBV case, especially when he is a victim, of course. Like, why is it so hard? Are you a man out there and you've been a victim and you've been able to overcome it? Do share your story with us. Simply call in on 0968 675273. That is 0968 675273. Do share with us so we can get to learn your experience, or if you know somebody who knows somebody
who knows somebody who knows.
Okay, I'm getting a little bit distracted here because I don't know what to
tell
people this morning.
You haven't seen that?
We will get to Corona. Because it's still part and parcel of our society.
Today's
but
conversation.
Right now we're talking about GBV and we're talking about experiences.
Okay.
So do share your comments and contributions on the program. We will be waiting to hear from you. That is on 0968 675273, or you can simply drop your comments on our Facebook page. We are here for you, yet we want to hear from you as well, right?
Yes, of course. And also for those of you that are catching us on Facebook, thank you so much for joining us on the other side. Remember that you can start a watch party and also share the live broadcast on Camnet TV Facebook fan page. And you can also connect with us on Instagram as well, which is Camnet TV Africa. And also, if you want to switch to the TV station, just go ahead on DSTV, that's channel 274, Go TV channel 98, and Topstar channel 106. Like Tanya mentioned earlier, you can contribute, call in if you know somebody, or let's say you have been a victim and you would want to come out and say this is what happened and this is how I sorted it out, because we've noticed it's really hard for a man to actually come out and say this is what is happening to me in my home or in the relationship.
Yeah, so just to run through our guest list, we'll be having Annie Sampa, who is the program specialist at United Nations Women. So all those women out there that would love to hear from her, we will be able to have a little bit later on the program. We do have Nelson Banda as well, who is the national coordinator for Zambia National Men's Network for Gender and Development.
Yep.
And we'll be having interviews. Sides. We have both worlds. We are balancing.
Yeah, and also from a mentor point of view, we had Hamundo come through last week, so he will be coming through to also discuss the effects of GBV in men, like from the psychological point of view. Yeah. Now, stories making headlines. It's been a very interesting week, I would say. Of course, Zambians just can't accept that bars are closed. The Lusaka City Council have been working to...
Would you happen to know the reason?
I don't know. I think we are used to this. We never expected something like this to come through and it would go as far as the places that make some people happy be closed down completely, like the bar. So Lusaka City Council has been moving from door to door in these bars and taverns, closing them down because you would find it's crowded, people are not maintaining social distance and all.
I love to call a spade a spade. Yeah. And I know a number of people out there will definitely agree with me. I'm a food lover. I love to try out food. Yeah. So I have been visiting restaurants, a few restaurants here and there at the malls and stuff like that. And I have noticed that these places have actually been turned into bars. So I hear you talking about the Lusaka City Council. Do they have specific places that they go to?
I think they have tip-offs. Somebody would just call, there's a bar that's open in this area, because I don't think they would just sit and say, I think that bar is open. I think that
okay, no, I'm not,
obviously
I'm
someone
not
that's giving them a heads up.
In a bar,
like a restaurant.
Restaurants now in our country, as much as we are saying bars are closed, you can hold me accountable for this. But as much as we are saying bars are closed in our country, we will call a spade a spade. I personally have seen restaurants that are operating like bars, or people behaving like they're in a bar. So is it that maybe I go there after they're done eating and they're just drinks on the table?
No. I've actually been to quite a number of restaurants that are also selling alcohol, but I don't know if the Lusaka City Council has noted that, because they are thinking as business people, oh, bars are closed, and as a restaurant we have been told to open. Why not make more money by selling alcohol? So that they're having a business mind. They're thinking as business people. So I don't know if the council is aware of that, but that is actually happening.
I really have important questions for the council. I hope that this coming Saturday, I think we can have a representation from them,
even
so that they can just define exactly what they mean by certain measures that have been put in place. Because they said, I think, restaurants can operate and people can buy alcohol. But what I'm seeing is a twist of events in our nation, and that is a situation where people order some food, sometimes maybe just a plate, and maybe there are 6 or whatever it is. I know business has to continue, but we need to, we need to really draw the line. We need to really understand as citizens, like, what is going on at bars or restaurants. Is a restaurant now a bar?
Or is it both?
What is it?
Pub and grills.
Very interesting. But you can
yes. So there's a clip that ran in the news. I'm hoping it's ready up there. So there is a clip that has been that have been trending on social media, where if they find a bar is open, there's another one where they were told to do frog jumps. Like everybody that was in the bar, everybody
exercise
that was in the bar was told to do frog jumps around the area.
Okay, and what and then?
And then you go home afterwards.
And then
I
still go back tomorrow because
Exactly.
I'm still gonna do the frog jumps.
Yeah.
That's easy.
So let's take a look at this clip of what happened in some place. I'm not really sure what place it was, and we'll be back on the other side.
Sit down.
Wow, I couldn't really see because there's so many lights here, but what was going on in that clip?
So there was this bar that was open, and then Lusaka City Council went in to storm the place, and everybody was told to lay down. I don't know what happened afterwards, but that's what has been trending.
I've seen another video where they were speaking, I think, in Nyanja. At Nalega Kumwamo.
Yeah, that's the one where they were doing frog jumps, with their hands, Nalega Kumwamo, but
I saw another one where somebody wasn't wearing a mask, and they were also asked to
do frog jumps.
So
is that right though?
Well, I will not comment. If there's somebody out there watching from the police service, please tell us what the positivity of having people do frog jumps, especially when you find them drinking alcohol. Like, what positivity is there really? What is it gonna change? You know, I feel like it's different from having somebody and locking them up, literally having them in a police cell, than having me do having to do frog jumps.
So would you prefer being locked than being punished just there and then and allowed to go?
Yes.
Which one would you prefer?
I would prefer being locked up, because I know that a police cell is a place nobody wants to be. Okay? You don't want to be there, hence next time you will not do the same thing. But frog jumps, I mean, like,
it was an exercise. We used to do it in school.
It will be more of an exercise, especially for an alcoholic. They'll be like, simple. Tomorrow I'm going to do the same thing. So I feel like there are better measures that should be put in place, really, especially for our country and our nation.
Well, true. Like I said, it's been an interesting week. The law is doing quite the most to make sure that rules are followed. But then on the other angle, there's a video that was trending on social media where alleged PF Kada was accused a police officer of saying His Excellence Edgar Chagwalungu will win the general elections in 2021. But then the clip just shows half of the man capturing the officer. Now my question was, how did the conversation start? How did it get to that point? And I'm sure if it was taken to court, they'll be like, where is the proof that this is what the officer said? And how did the conversation start? What did you do? Because this is a traffic officer. What did you do, or what didn't you have for you to go ahead and start having a certain conversation? There's so many questions.
Do we have a clip to back that up?
We ran a clip. We ran a news clip, and also on the other side, from the entertainment industry, there was I would call it comedy.
Do we have the clip?
Yes, we do.
Okay, is our clip ready?
Is our clip ready? We can have it.
Bunch. Afternoon. Hey.
At the bunch. Where's your face mask?
You know, but I'm rushing to the office of the Bowman.
I didn't that's where you are rushing to. Where's your face mask?
You know, natural, but you know these things, when the minister needs you, you have to rush.
Just to give me your details. Pass my details. To see if you turn up. Pass my details.
I'm sure. My Bowman, I need to come a president to you. I don't know that 2021. I want to get a son.
You will tell you.
This officer is insulting the president, saying that Tabakapite.
Hey, what time?
Oh man, this man, I think about to get a son.
What time?
No. You can't be insulting the seat of the president. This officer. Nish. You're even changing your tone. You can't be insulting the president like this. This video is going to anyway.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's the comedy.
That's the comedy part. So
Yes.
now let's get the actual video.
Let's get the
I think our
one in the
translation
news
is ready.
script, and then we'll be back.
The country this afternoon was shocked with a video trending on social media where a suspected Patriotic Front cadre is seen in a video calling on Lusaka Province Minister Bowman Lusambo to deal with a traffic police officer who is believed to have said President Edgar Lungu will not win the 2021 general elections.
Honorable Lusambo, uyu police alelanda tabakateka tabakapite. Ofanela ndoyu, honorable. Honestly, this person is saying that bakateka tabakapite. You know about to get a son.
However, within hours, it is believed the police officer has been transferred to Western Province. This is according to our inside sources from the police. One of the Patriotic Front members, Tabo Kawana, has this to say.
I have seen the video of the officer and the altercation between the officer and our cadre, but I want to believe that it is not true that the officer has been removed from traffic and transferred to Mongo, as is alleged, and quoting that has been said by Deputy Inspector General of Police Boni Kapeso. I say so because I don't think procedurally it is possible. But in case it were possible, I must say that then I'm very disappointed, because the footage we have is only showing where our cadre is telling him that this is what he said, but we don't have footage where he is actually shown saying what he said. Now we all know that at a police checkpoint, two things happen. If your vehicle is in order, your driver's license is in order, the police will flash you to move away, to continue driving. But if there's a defect on your vehicle or your driver's license is not there, they'll stop you. So the fact that our cadre had an altercation or an opportunity to discuss or to talk with the officer means that he was stopped. Now, being stopped means that there was either a problem with the vehicle or our cadre himself.
However, efforts were made to contact Deputy Inspector General of Police Boni Kapeso, but countless calls went unanswered. It is believed the police officer has been transferred because he is a civil servant who said His Excellency will not win the upcoming elections while in uniform. Constance Mwemba reporting for Camnet TV News, Lusaka.
Wow,
Well.
Thanks to our reporter there, Constance, for the twist in reporting. Very good work there. I should commend her.
Yeah. Kudos.
As usual, there are two sides to a story.
Yep.
That video starts halfway. That officer seems, he's in a mask,
He's even
so I
confused.
can't see his facials. We're just seeing his eyes, really, but you can't see much because he was wearing a cape, right?
Yeah, he was.
So you can't really see the expression. Like, is he shocked? Is he smiling?
Does he look guilty?
Yeah, and the other one in the background, though, is just screaming on top of his voice and taking the video. So could it be that maybe there was something wrong in his car and he was asked to pay?
I think.
But
I
again, don't you
want
think
to
the
be-
officer would have stopped him to say, you know what? You park your car, uenda kusema. Go at what?
Kusogolo, uzakambira Just like Mr. Tabokawana said, we are not sure because that video was halfway. It might be that maybe there was something wrong with his car, maybe he didn't have his driver's license, maybe Musongo, Siyonze Okwana, all those things. So we can't really, even if it was taken to court, like, okay, you're saying he said this, where is the proof? And then maybe the officer would be favored. We would say, no, this guy didn't have his driver's license, or maybe his road tax wasn't paid, or maybe fitness wasn't thingy. So we don't know.
One other interesting thing is, before I give the interesting part, 096-867-5273. That is the number that you can reach us on for all your comments and contributions pertaining to any of our topics that we have today. So that is 096-867-5273. Now, one interesting thing that I find about the video, something that has been overlooked, I think, by many people, because people are wondering, okay, what did the police officer do? Why is this guy saying this? In his words,
Now today.
he calls one leader, right?
Yes.
He calls Bowman Lusambo.
Now
Honorable
today.
Bowman Lusambo. We have the likes of Given Luvinda.
Mao
We have the
Sampa.
likes of Mao Sampa, our mayor. Very interesting. Video,
Yes.
by the way. We'll be able to pick some tips a little later. I would
Yeah.
actually love to have him on
set, one
on
of
our
these
program,
shows. Yeah.
just to on the social aspect of things. He has a way that he's bringing his family together through a TV that he's calling by his own branding. Very interesting. Like we sit sometimes and get to watch his videos, so we just want to interview him on the social aspect, and we'll definitely find a way to bring him on the show. So we have the likes of of Given Lavinda. We have Maus, like you've mentioned. We have so many people. In the ruling patriotic front.
No one particular person.
So many. So why did this person, you know how when you hate yourself, what's the first thing you say?
Mommy.
Yeah. You don't really say daddy.
It's rare though to say dada.
You know, so you'll be like mommy, and that's the first thing. So why that particular leader?
You know, I wish I could answer.
Because you know the president
now
is
it
His Excellency Edgar Chagwa Lungu, right? Have you thought about it?
Yes.
And you're taking a video of someone saying Edgar Chagwa Lungu will not win. And the first person that comes to your mind is, I'm not putting things in your head, but like I'm just trying to analyze.
I'm trying to figure out
why
something.
did he pick Bowman Lusambo?
I wish I knew, fam. Like
the police service fall
Maybe
under
they're
which
cool.
ministry?
I don't know. You wanna tell me?
Precious. Anyway, if you're a caller out there, we have a special package for you. If you know which,
We have a caller.
actually have a caller. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
How are you?
I'm okay, thank you. How are you, ladies? I hope you're good.
Thank you.
so
We're all
much.
right. Who are we talking to, and where are you calling us from?
You're talking to Joseph, calling you from Mungunga, Northwestern Province.
Go ahead with the contribution.
Thank you. Let me start with GBV. I think what I can say is it's quite embarrassing for a man, you know, to go and report this fact to the police. What I'm saying is the way the police will see it. That's where the embarrassment comes in. They don't employ the professional aspect of them there. Because when I go there, so no, I've been maybe my wife has beaten me, or she has been treating me in my home. Instead of them following up that issue properly, they'll start teasing me up, you know. And that's what is causing most of the men
Okay.
So maybe the police officers should actually be professional when it comes to handle issues of GBV. Either a man reporting or a woman reporting. There should be some professionalism so that they help this man who is being tormented by us.
Okay.
Yeah, they're talking about the video of the officer there. I think it's quite unfortunate. What I can say is, as citizens of this country, let's be responsible enough. You know, let's be responsible enough whenever we are carrying out our activities. Because shouting like the way that guy was screaming. What is the need of screaming? For the first statement of that officer, I read the report properly to the relevant authorities. Instead of screaming, that is not necessary. And that's why for me I can think that was a fake story. Okay? And also, my appeal to our leaders, they should also take time to investigate before they take action. That's my contribution.
Thank you.
We are watching.
All right,
Thank you so much.
Okay, bye-bye.
Well,
Very interesting. You know, you'd
Yes.
actually expect such screaming though from a female.
yes. But this is what I'm saying. We make men look like they are robots. But they're human. Okay, we need to remove this thing. Anyway, there's certain things that they put across, so that when men are growing up, are like, when I do this, men don't do this. So it comes
So
down
you have that all emotions begin to be bottled up in one.
Yes, because you'd be like, it's been too much. It's actually not that it's a good thing to see a man cry, but I would actually tap a man on the shoulder that has been hurt and he breaks down. Like you're letting it out.
Because you're letting all your emotions.
Yes, because holding them in the day that you will burst, things will just become worse. Hence, having people that are abusive and
We do
because
have
they're
a
too
caller
angry.
on the line again.
Yes, we
Good
do.
morning. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning, how are you?
We're all
Fine,
right, thank you.
Please give us your name and where you're calling us from.
I'm calling from Livingston.
Go ahead
Wow.
with your contribution, ma'am.
Just a little thought came to my mind
Okay.
on the clip about the police officer.
Yes, please.
The fact that he decided to not apprehend the cadre is a concern for me. Means whatever play the cadre had actually worked. Because the officer walked away without giving him any thought. Is that how our officers should behave? If truly there was an offense, then you need to stood the ground and take the law to its course. But he walked off. That's just my little concern over that application.
Okay, and just before you go, I would like to find out from a female perspective, our topic for today is why is it hard for a man to report when he is a GBV victim?
You know that in relationships, men are seen to have the upper hand. The power rests in the man. So if a man is the one who's the victim in that case, it's very difficult for them to come out in the open and tell whoever needs to be told about what they are going through. So most of them will actually just sit inside it. It's a little bit easier for us, the females, but the men, because of how society looks at men in general, they would rather just keep it to themselves and they suffer inside it.
All right, ma'am. Thank you so much for coming through. You know, now I have two question marks and very interesting concerns. Your concern was, why did he call out Mr. Boma Nsamba, which is the minister of Lusaka, isn't it? And why wasn't he apprehended after he did that? I hope I'm not shot down for this one. And also, please remember that the views and contributions of the presenter or the callers are not that of Camnet TV. I feel there's a certain fear that has been laid out there if you are affiliated to a certain political party. Okay, and it is somehow very embarrassing to see that that was an offender and he wasn't punished for his behavior. Because why are you taking a video, first of all, in the first place? Why are you taking a video? And then she asked the question to say,
because you're actually not allowed to take a video of somebody without their consent.
Yes. He can be sued. And she asked the question, Madame from Livingston, to say, why wasn't he apprehended if he was an offender? I'm sure after that he was allowed to go. Then he asked the question, why did he call out Mr. Boma Nusango, the Lusaka
Is it that Mr. Boma Lusambo is the most vibrant on the ground? Like
maybe because Lusaka is his
station? Was that video taken in Lusaka?
On that one, I'm not sure.
Answers my question.
Ministry of Home Affairs.
Remember that you can give us your comments and contributions on 0968 675273. That is 0968 675273. Why is it so hard for men to report when they...
I have a joke after this caller.
Okay, we do have a caller.
Yes.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
How are you?
I'm okay, and how are you, ladies?
We are all right. Thank you. Sound so happy. We love that you're sharing the vibe. We feel the energy.
Yes, thank you very much.
Who are we talking to and where are you calling us from?
I want to comment on the traffic officer and the car.
Yes,
okay,
please.
right before that, please give us
your name.
Yeah, my name is Martin Maembe.
Okay.
From Balaton.
Oh, great. Go ahead with your contribution.
Yes. I like Pastor Machiruga because they always speak Chiremba. If I let him perform, the
Very
Oh, that card knows that in Ganaranta Pariwa woman, whatever I do, I have support. So that's why, there is a problem in Namakada. So not every time we're going to take him to and then we start judging. No, but we get away judging because we must be very careful in this card. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. Wow.
Wow. Answers my question.
Makes sense.
He says, I can't repeat, but
Chiremba.
Because of Epo we meaning
atimpofunga yaranda na laptoperi wenish na ishwa na nyanta pedi we.
So if a blind person says I'm gonna stone you, right? He knows that he's stepping on a stone.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
So that
maybe
that
if
man,
it wouldn't have made so much sense or carried so much weight if he said, Tandiwe, have you seen what this man is saying? Because I mean, what am I gonna do?
Unless if you held a certain position in government.
I'm yet incoming. We're taking over. But anyway,
I have a joke. Are you aware that there are dry jokes, like jokes that are not really making sense? You laugh because it's dry, not that it's funny. So I have one. Why can't a bicycle stand on its own?
Why can't a bicycle stand on its own?
Hope you're smart enough to get it.
No.
Because it's too tired. Like it has got two tires, but
oh, precious. Who told you that joke?
I had to Google it. So I have a clip for you with dry jokes. That, like with a lot of dry jokes, this is a surprise I had for you. You never expected it. So let's look at this one. You never expected it. So let's look at this clip, and then we'll be back on the other side with our interviews.
You know what? I think due to coronavirus, let's only tell inside jokes. Get it? Because we're in quarantine. Okay. Stop. Okay, what?
I did this the other day. Like, why does Snoop carry an umbrella?
Don't tell me. What?
For drizzle.
Can I tell you another one? What did the Bemba cleaner say once he jumped out of the closet?
What?
Supplies. Why? Just why? Okay.
Why was It's
Oh,
not.
because how dare it? Wow, you know, it just killing me. Can I tell you a joke about months?
Tell me.
Okay, February, March. No, but April, May. what the originality? Really, where does it come from?
What do we use? Okay, this is a serious one now.
Okay.
Serious joke. What do we use to count cows?
I don't know. I'm really laughing.
A calculator.
Hey! Why are you doing this? You know, speaking of cows, what do you call a cow with no legs?
What?
Ground beef. No, just leave. Okay, wait, last one. Okay. Do you like math?
Yes, I do.
Okay, let me tell you a math joke. It's very scary, okay? Actually, coming to think about it, I'm too squared to tell you. Get it like 2 and then the square. I'm done with you. And then just pack your bags. Thanks. Bye. See you. Okay, see you.
Wow. Firstly, I should say I'm really, really glad. Before we actually go into the dry jokes, at February, March.
No.
But April, May. Wow, guys, wow. Great jokes there. I couldn't say that actually.
I know Pastor Chiluba and Pastor Victoria like, wait, what's going on? When did this happen? Surprise!
Offspring. Good to see Pundu. She was actually my play daughter back in school. Grown, she's grown, looking beautiful. And yeah. Cracking some good jokes there.
I hope you laughed as well. They're called dry
a cow without
legs. Ground beef.
I think you got Precious was supposed to be that. Kalua and Pundu, next time have Precious on board.
I got another one. Wait. What do you use to count cows?
A calculator. Kalua, really? I hope the husband was watching. But anyway, we will be having more of those jokes. They're calling them dry jokes, but we should say that they're really, really funny.
Yeah.
And we'll be having more from they're not the, Pundu is Pundu Chiluba, but Kaluba is Kaluba.
Kaluba Chiluba Mshota.
Okay,
Yes.
Mrs. Mushota
Yes.
as well.
So we'll be having more of those.
Yeah,
so next time, look out for another episode of Dry Jokes. If you actually, I think let's make it a challenge. If you feel your dry jokes are dry than the ones we just had, you can just send us a clip.
Yeah.
We'll give you more, just look out on our Facebook fan page. We'll give you a challenge. Send us 5 dry jokes.
With the things that are going on in this nation,
yeah,
it's very important to laugh, guys.
Yeah, it is.
You know,
it is. You need that.
Just let it out.
Let it out. Just laugh it out, and we'll move on.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But anyway, our topic for today is why is it hard for a man to report a GBV case, especially if he is the victim. Remember that you can give us your comments and contributions on 0968-675273. That is 0968-675273. We'll be joining our guests now.
Yes, we will be joining our guests, but just quickly before we get into this past days, there's been some conflict, I would call, in the National Restoration Party, where they have the president that was sworn in, which is for the party president, which is Steve Nyirenda. And then now there are some wrangles going on, and Mr. Maboshe is now the new NAREP president. So there's been all this thing that has been going on in the news, in the party, and I feel it's disturbing. Okay, from a citizen point of view, we are quickly approaching elections, and then why are they having these conflicts now? I'm more of the why, because I really want to know the reason. Now, the story that we ran yesterday, and it reads, National Restoration Party President Steve Nyirenda says the party will engage party founder Elias Chipimo to help solve the party problems. Now, addressing the media Friday, Mr. Nyirenda says his camp is ready to reconcile and work with the Maboshe camp that we are trying to overthrow him last week. And speaking on the sideline of the briefing, a team calling itself the Anti-Political Violence Association of Zambia has called for peace amongst a set of political players. Now, Association President Bernadette Mlenga says it is important for politicians to solve their wrangles as the country heads towards the general elections next year. So now, after all that, the president decided to say, in as much as we had these misunderstandings or conflicts, I would like to have the first president of NAREP, which is Elias Chipimo Jr., to come and help us solve these problems. So now, I'm like, okay, so after all that fight, you still want to work with the people that tried to overthrow the seat, which is not kind of a bad thing. It was a wide decision. But anyway, let's take a look at this news clip, and then we'll contribute on the other side. I can see Tandy is like ready to throw in. But let's take a look at this clip, and then we'll be back.
As the country heads towards 2021 general elections, political violence is expected. Now, the Anti-Political Violence Association of Zambia have called on all political parties, especially the youth, to desist from violence. The association president Bernadette Mlenga says the association is concerned about the party wrangles being witnessed in the National Restoration Party, NAREP.
As the Anti-Political Violence Association of Zambia, we are engaging political parties. We are engaging them, we are having workshops, and also we are sensitizing the general public on the dangers of political violence. We have what we are calling peace campaign 2020 to 2021, where we are going around the country to sensitize the general public. And also we are working hand in hand with Zambia Police so that we can engage those political parties who are violent so that they can end political violence.
Ms. Mlenga told Camnet TV she will see to it that peace is restored in the NAREP party. And NAREP party president Stephen Nyirenda says he is ready to sit with the team of Maboshe and others to dialogue.
So therefore, whatever happened in NAREP, we are ready to sum it together and forge ahead. It's not a problem. People have got different views, and those different views must be encouraged by sitting together, talking to each other, solving them and going forward. I can't say much, and I will not say a lot around this because this thing is in court. And then parallel to that, we are pursuing mediation with our founding father, Mr. Elias Chipimo, to make sure that we are together, all of us. We sum this, we bring everything to the table, what are the problems, and we seal it, we go forward and win these elections 2021.
Okay. Perhaps maybe just a quick reaction on Mr. Charles Maboshe and his team. How is the relationship right now?
We've got, for me, we're always going to have a good relationship. Different in thinking should not divide us.
Constance Mwemba reporting for Camnet TV News, Lusaka.
Of things and also our topic of discussion today is why is it so hard for a man to report that he is a GBV victim? And joining us on set is Mr. Nelson Banda,
who is the National Coordinator for Zambian National Men's Network for Gender and Development. So we should say that we have the right person,
yes,
the right gender,
and hope we get the right answers,
and hope to get the right answers. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Yeah, okay.
So now to begin with, I think for those that don't understand what gender-based violence is, just quickly explain and then we'll get into the juice of the topic.
Well, gender-based violence simply means it's violence that is targeted at a particular person because of his or her, gender. Either a man or a woman, a boy or a child, a boy or a girl. Yeah. So,
Okay, so how do you feel, or how do you, what then do you think should be the best way to overcome GBV?
well, it comes first. I must mention that it comes in many forms, and the starting point is actually talking about it at home, because most of the, gender crimes, start from home before they go into the community. We've heard people settling down together, but they don't talk about how they will relate in the home, and as a result, if there's a misunderstanding, they pick up a quarrel, and it ends up as a problem leading to gender-based violence. So the starting point is to talk about how people feel about each other in the home before they go and talk about it in the community.
Mr. Banda, many other times when you will have, for example, when you get into a relationship, before it even gets to a marriage, you talk about these things, and your partner will clearly tell you, I would never lay a finger on you. But you get into the house and things change. So this is in reference to the point that you just brought out to say, you need to talk about it in the home. People do change. So how then should you handle it?
Yeah, people do change, and this is at the point where when people are still getting to know each other, they begin to talk about such type of things. How do they relate? How do they communicate? How do they want to live as a couple? We all have been socialized differently. Okay, I may be brought up in a family, a well-to-do family. Let's say I come from Kablonga, and my partner comes from maybe Kalingalinga. So the two of us have lived two different lifestyles. Even the way we understand things are too different, okay, because of how we've been socialized. So it is at that point that people need to talk about those feelings, okay, before they make the next move to settle down together. But even when they settle down together, even at the stage where, people are still dating, I think it's important to talk about gender-based violence. And this is a topic where people rarely talk about. Even at you guys go for kitchen parties and people don't talk about it, okay? That's a very good platform to talk about it, because if you don't talk about it at that point, it's likely that the two people, when they're together, they won't be talking about it. So the best platform is, when people are having, marriage counseling and so forth.
Okay.
At kitchen parties and,
Okay, so now looking at our topic of discussion, you are coming from Zambian National Men's Network for Gender Development. Have you ever had cases where a man would openly come to your organization and say, I'm being abused in a relationship?
Yeah, we have received cases where men are openly talking about their experiences in marriages. Yeah, at the beginning of 2019, we recorded about 220 cases of violations against men. And I'm happy to mention to you that now we've opened a men's comfort center where we are receiving men who have got emotional challenges, people who cannot openly talk about violence, where we provide counseling to men and boys. Yeah, so we've opened up a center called the Men's Counseling Center, where we are providing counseling services to men in broken down relationships, in marriages, and so forth.
Okay.
Yeah, so the response is also, encouraging.
Okay.
Okay, so violence has many implications on lives, and especially now that we're narrowing it down to just men. What are some of the health implications of GBV that you have seen or know of?
Well, there are so many. The first thing is that when one is violated, it won't be easy for that person to have a good day. Your production levels at work and in the community becomes very low. So meaning that you cannot contribute to the well-being or to the development of your community and the nation as large. But the sad thing is that it could lead to death, because we have seen people becoming depressed, and depression is a silent killer. So chances that someone might end up dying are very high if he or she is violated in the home. Yeah.
Okay, so In our country, in our nation of Zambia, what are some of the real reasons, solid real reasons as to why men are victims of GBV?
Well, it's basically misunderstandings, but
I don't, Mr. Banda, like I've said,
as a father,
the real solid reason. I wouldn't want an answer like there are many reasons. I want you to dive straight into it and say it as it is. What are the reasons
why men are victims of GBV? Or why women are victims?
No, we're narrowing it down to
the men. Okay, let me put it this way. This is very interesting. You know, by nature, men are socialized to be strong all the time. Okay, when we are growing up, even myself, I went through that experience. When you are growing up, you are socialized to a point where you are expected to be strong all the time. Okay, if I fall down, my mother would say, "Mamuna Sagi," but I've got pain in my mind. Okay, so we grow up with those feelings that when you are in pain, you don't show out that pain, and yet you are dying inside. You know, we are like a bottle of Coca-Cola. You know, when you are holding a bottle of Coca-Cola and you shake it, okay, it produces that popping sound. That's how a man is. You suppress the feelings for a long time, and when you suppress those feelings, the moment it comes out, you start by kicking the cat on the door. Okay, you are going to bang the door of your car. You are going to shout at anyone who comes into your path until the time that you get to the office. So you are now trying to relieve off the pressure, the anger out of your chest. So men have been socialized in the way that they have to suppress that anger, and that is not good for their health, because you know you are subjected to a lot of you become so depressed, so to say. So when that anger now starts coming out, everyone along the path becomes a victim.
You've said something very interesting to say. When growing up, men are taught to not behave in a certain way, especially from the emotional point of view. Do you think it's the reason why I would say 50% of the men would not actually come out to say, "I'm being abused"? Why is it so hard for a man to come out and say, "I'm a victim of gender-based violence"?
Yeah, that could be, that is the reason number one. You know, reason number two is that, you know, if I'm in my social group with my colleagues, okay, and I mention to them that I've been beaten by my wife, my colleagues will start laughing at me. How can you be beaten by a wife? You are a weak man. So all those that, one, it starts with your colleagues, and then the stigma of your friends, the people that you hang around with, and also the culture norms that we have been socialized with. So even in other circles, even at church, we are expected men to be strong enough to shield the pain. Don't show it out. If I lose a beloved one, okay, I won't openly cry, but I'll go to a corner, shed tears, cry in the corner, and then come out with a handkerchief and wipe out my tears. Okay, you cannot cry out
because
openly.
the society says tears of a man should not be shown to the public.
I mean, you're a human being. You know, when you are in pain, you are supposed to remove that that pain and get some relief. You know,
Mr. Banda, I'll take you back to the question. What are the causes?
Okay, the common cause from the
root. Maybe I should say the roots of why a man will be battered. I want him.
What
we will take advantage. No, we're going to take advantage of the fact that we have a man on seat.
Okay.
So you're going to speak on behalf
of other men.
So what you tell us.
Okay.
What is the cause?
The cause.
Why would cause?
Because I mean, you've dealt with different men, and I'm sure when they come to your organization, they're like, "Oh, I was beaten because of this."
Yeah. Well, some men are beaten because of their adventures. You know, people go out like on Fridays. They leave home, and he comes on Mondays. How do you just leave your wife and go on adventures? And by the way, when
I like how you call them adventures.
the adventures, you know. Friday, you go after week, and you come back on Monday morning. Okay, and yet you told your wife, for better for worse, and this is my best friend. Okay,
The vows.
the vows. You make pronouncement before a group of people in the church or in a hall when you are getting married. This is my best friend. But on that day when it comes, you leave your best friend and go away. And your friend is worried about you. So what do you expect when you come? And you don't communicate. She phones, your phone is off, or you don't simply pick up the phone. Okay? So those are the issues that brings out problems.
So number one reason, because now we're trying to establish, we're making a list, right? Because we're going to soon go into how we can stop the stigma.
Okay.
So you've given us one reason, which is men staying away from home with no particular reason. End up being victims of GBV because their wives are angry. What could be the other reason?
Yeah, so some men are just impossibles, you know.
Impossibles.
Coming from a man.
Yeah.
What do you mean by some men are just
They are just impossibles, you know, failing to provide for the family. Okay. Yeah. Others is because they are not ready. When you get to settle down with someone and your mind is not ready, those are the things that come. Okay. Yeah. But there are many reasons. Okay, that we can talk about. But the key one is men's adventures and failing to provide for the and some men rarely find time to be with their partners and children. Okay, you know, when you are dating, you like going out to fancy places. Okay,
once you get married.
Yeah, once you get married, then you start. Oh, this one now will be washing my shades, brushing my shoes, and so forth. But that time of having fun together goes away. Okay, they rarely go out to, you know, to
have fun.
Yeah, even to eat a chocolate outside, and you know, that should be the way it's supposed to be. Yeah, it should continue.
It should continue, guys. It should continue.
Oh, the emphasis, I get where it's going. But okay, before we let you go, for a man who is watching out there and he's scared to come out and talk to someone and he is being abused, what is your advice?
Well, I think time for men to keep silence is long gone. I think we need to come out in the open. Let's abandon some of the negative culture norms that we've been socialized in, to keep silent all the time, even when you are afflicted by pain. Yeah, for us, we have set up the Men's Comfort Center that is specifically targeting men with emotional challenges, men that have whose lives have broken down. So we want to help those men rebuild themselves. So they should come out. And at the same time, if you are a victim of gender-based violence, you can also become, you know, a perpetrator. So we don't want to build men that will be perpetrators. Yeah, so at that center we are working with both men who are victims, but also working with perpetrators so that we turn them into good men. We started the Trusted Men campaign, where we are helping men to come out of, you know, of the cocoon by talking about their experiences.
Okay, so how can such individuals then get through to your organization? Is there a page? What is there?
Yeah, there's a Facebook page, but where we are is just within the city. We are located at plot number 8 in Azikiwe Crescent in Northmead.
Okay.
Or they can, it's written outside, so it's very easy to find us. Yeah, or they can call us on 0979 61 20 29.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Banda, for coming through. Next time we'll have issues like this, we'll definitely call you because you've spoken the truth. So adventures is
Some
one.
men, he said some men are just impossible. The other one was
adventures.
Those are take-home points.
Yeah, we need to start talking about these things. Yeah,
as they
before it gets to the worst.
Yeah, because you know, we want to have a society where men and women live together. We want to create men that are responsible. But not only the men, we are also building or creating a new generation of men. The boys, we have started a program for the boys networks in schools and the communities.
Great.
So apart from talking to the men, we are now focusing on a new generation of men that will take over from me and my colleagues that I'm working with.
Thank you so much, Mr. Banda. Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for the invitation.
We do take a break. Remember that you're watching Camnet TV, not just another channel. We'll be back.
Msika is here. We have you all covered with just 150 kwacha. You can advertise every day from 17 hours to 18 hours. For a 30-second ad, get the benefit of selling your products and services on Msika. For more details, call our marketing department on +260 953 995099 +260 962 444 726 or +260 971 177 467. Email us on info@camnettvafrica.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Hello, Camnet TV viewers. I'm your pastor, Pastor Moses Chuluba. On the 24th of August 2020, I'll be hosting the UPND President, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, on national matters at 2030. Please make a date with me. Contributions will be by Skype and Zoom. You can also text. We hope to see you there. God richly bless you. May God bless Zambia.
This is Camnet TV World News. For a prompt response, call +2609 53 995 099 or +260962 444 726 or +2609 711 77467. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Welcome to the last half of the breakfast show on Camnet TV, not just another channel. Now joining us on set is two very important guests. We have a female and a male. Hamwendo will be able to take us through the psychiatry or the mental parts and how GBV tends to affect people, whilst we have Annie Sampa, who is a program specialist. That's the United Nations for Women. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Now, we'll get into our topic of discussion, which is the question that's being asked on the breakfast show. We'll start with you, with Annie Sampa. Why is it so hard for a man to come out when he is a victim of GBV?
I think we need to look at our socialization and, the way boys are brought up. They are told to be strong, that a man doesn't cry. A man shouldn't show that he's weak. I think even in the Bible, men are told you are the head of the household. So when you are given such examples, or when you are socialized not to cry, you can't come out. It's just unheard of. Your friends are going to frown at you. Your relatives will frown at you. So most of the times when a man is being abused, he just thinks, I have to be a man. Yeah.
Tandy, you have a question?
Wow. So could we blame it on the upbringing then? Do you feel like it's something that starts from childhood?
Yeah. Let's look at a woman. A woman, when she's growing up, she's told, you have to be strong. Right? You have to be strong. When your husband beats you, you don't have to show it. You have to pretend you hit yourself or something else happened, but you can't reveal what is happening in their household. A man equally, secret, whatever happens in their household is supposed to be a secret. So, when you're growing up, you're young, you're brought up to understand that there are certain things you shouldn't talk about. There are certain things that are going to be frowned at. So when a boy is growing up, he's taught you should look after your family. You are the man, therefore you are supposed to be strong. And imagine you are told you are supposed to be strong and you come out crying. What do they say? Boys don't cry. When a little boy falls, no, boys don't cry. You have to be strong. You're going to be the head of the family. And then a man is beaten by his wife. And then he comes out crying. What are people going to say? You understand? So men normally, even when they go, okay, I'll give another practical example. When a man goes to the victim support unit and he tells the policeman, all the women have been beaten. You know what used to happen before? They will tell him, you are the man. And they will start laughing at him. A woman can't beat you. Because women are perceived as weak creatures. They're supposed to be weak. They're supposed to be leaning on a man, not the other way around. So now when a man goes to the victim support unit and says, I've been battered, instead of being taken seriously, they're going to laugh at him. Yes, they're going to laugh at him. And this has happened in real life. This has happened.
So since these are the things that are happening in our society, what then should be done? Because it's happening. Whether a man is not supposed to cry and that's the nature of how they've been brought up, these are things that are happening in our society. What then should be done?
Okay, I'll give you an example of what You and Women is doing right now. We are raising awareness in the communities for people to understand that a man shouldn't be abused. He's an equal partner in claiming rights. So the rights I have as a woman are the same rights he has as a man. So if we're in a household and I batter him, he should have the right to go and complain at the police station. He should have the right to be heard as a human being. Forget about being a man. He is a human being who should claim equal rights as I should. And you see, this is where I think people have misunderstood it. When we started talking about women's rights, people felt that women had more rights than men. It's not true. Because where my rights end, that's where his rights begin. I can't go and harm him. He's got rights. I've got rights. He can't touch me. So the same way he can't touch me, that's the same way he shouldn't be touched. Yes.
Now, Hamando, you're just there trying to notice what's going on. You are from the medical field. Have you ever had people that have mental issues because they have been abused a lot?
We actually have a lot of those.
Especially the men.
The men.
A few, obviously, because men wouldn't want to look vulnerable. So even when they're abused and they're having psychological problems, they would rather not come to health facilities. But in terms of people who've been abused, could be sexually or physically, the ones who usually seek mental health help are usually women, unlike men.
So you've never had at least even a case?
Not that I remember.
Oh, wow. Wow.
No, because men are shy. They even get depressed actually, but they'll never go and complain. They have to show that they are strong.
It's
yeah. But sometimes that's where you see them becoming violent. It's because of the abuse. He can't hold himself anymore. He has no one to speak to. So what happens? He becomes aggressive. Wow. And that's when we also find, people killing each other because, this person can't express themselves in any other way. So they've been bottling this thing up and eventually they just erupt.
Okay, so this is a question I'm posing to both of you. You know, for a fight to erupt between a man and a woman, in the natural anatomy of a man, they are more, sometimes maybe they're more buff. There's some small men as well, different types, but men are strong, you know. So is it that the men just tends to just, like, do they just hold back and say, you know what, hit me, and then they get beaten, or they hit back? Like, what happens? Seen this happen, but what really happens? What do you think happens in such a situation? Like, oh no, let her beat me. It's fine.
With you.
Yeah, he's a man.
Some women are physically stronger than men, and sometimes it could be because someone is using an object. So if they have an object, for example, they have a knife or a metal bar, which means it gives them leverage over you. So I would like to imagine that's what happens, because I haven't experienced it.
We pray that you don't. Yeah, we pray that you don't.
Okay, I'm going to give a practical example. This I witnessed. So here's a woman. Okay, the husband comes late. The woman complains. The husband says, you can't start complaining, I'm home. The wife says, you've been doing it all the time. Okay? So then I think the woman notices there's lipstick on the shirt. On the husband's shirt. And she says, and what is that? And he says, what? So the woman picks a stick, starts hitting the husband. So the husband runs and says, you can't beat me. She says, I'm going to beat you today. So he runs into the kitchen. She picks a pan and hits him. It's not because he's weak, but because the woman is enraged. She's too upset. She can't, hold herself, and she picks whatever comes in her way. So the man goes into the bedroom and comes out with a gun. And the woman looks at him and starts laughing. You are the man, and you go and pick that? You understand? So these are real situations where two people are fighting. The man now feels he's overpowered. So he also goes to pick something to protect himself. So these are things that happen, and that's why sometimes you find someone has been killed, not because they had an intention to kill, but sometimes it's because they're trying to protect themselves, and because they cannot control, the anger. Yes.
So what then are some of the implications then on the health sector that you feel people that are victims of GBV could tend to experience?
Okay, so I'll take it from the mental health aspect, aside from the physical injuries that people present with. So what we call post-traumatic stress disorder, which is a very common disorder among those who've gone through traumatic experiences. Then we also have depression. People who are depressed. There's one actress that I read of, Kohara. She from Japan. She actually committed suicide because a boyfriend was physically abusing her. Then we also have children might because if you're fighting with a woman who's pregnant, you might end up harming the baby. So the baby might be born with conditions such as epilepsy and mental retardation and all of that. So there are a lot of conditions, mental health conditions, that as a result of GBV, it could be epilepsy, because when someone has a head injury, that can progress into epilepsy. And a person who, this also affects the children who are growing up in the house, because they might be seeing parents fighting, and if they have post-traumatic stress disorder, it will be very hard for them to form relationships with others. They'll tend to think all men are aggressive and violent, so it will be, these are people that we find struggling to maintain relationships with others. Yes.
Okay.
And sometimes it works to the contrary. I'm just remembering the video that was released by Will Smith. I don't know whether you've watched it. He actually talks about his father being abusive, and he says as a child he promised and vowed that he would never beat his child or the wife. So you have two extremes. Either, the person says, I'll never do it, or they also become aggressive. Yeah. And, sometimes those are the men that actually get beaten by their wives, because he just feels, I can't do it. I've been there. Yeah.
So before we let you go, Hamendo and Annie, before we let you go, what is your advice to those men that are just seated at home because they're scared to come out to the open to say they're being victims of GBV because of what society might say or what the community might say?
I think for me, one of the things people should remember is we live in communities. We have at least one person we can confide in. Don't keep quiet. Talk to someone. You know, usually you even have a friend. If you can't trust a friend, find that you can talk to. Because maybe telling them go to the victim support unit will be too much. But if they can, they should also do that. But there's family conferencing as well. So, yeah, find someone you can talk to. Don't die because, you know, coincidentally, I was supposed to be talking about gender-based violence shouldn't be a silent killer. Yeah, tomorrow.
Oh,
so yeah. Wow. So yeah, people should come out in the open. They should discuss with someone. Yeah, spoke about, you know, people becoming depressed. People, you know, sometimes even insomnia. You can't sleep. You can't sleep because you have all these things that are bottling up. So yeah, so people should learn to speak out. Yeah.
Amanda?
I think if you can't find anyone to confide in, try to go to a hospital or a clinic, because the hospital and the clinic provides a neutral ground for you to air out your grievances, and actually you know that the person you're talking to won't judge you or would tell anyone that you know, and know that what you're going through is not only affecting you but also affecting the children that you're raising. So it's time to speak up, I think, because it's not just something that's affecting you, but also would affect the children that you're raising as they grow up.
Oh, great. Well, unfortunately, we've come to the dying minute of the show on Camnet TV, not just another channel. This was the Rise and Thrive Breakfast Show with me, Precious Mzea Sakaleji, and Banda Tandiwe.
So special thanks to everybody that has made this program possible. Our guy behind the camera,
our guy in transmission.
No, let me not say our guy. The gentleman behind the camera, Elijah, and the gentleman in transmission as well, Isaac, and everybody that has made this program possible. Special thanks to our guest, Mr. Hamwendo, Annie Sampa, that is the program specialist, UN for Women. We had Mr. Nelson Banda, National Coordinator, Zambia National Men's Network for Gender and Development. Our theme was, why is it hard for a man to report that he is a GBV victim? Now, from all these guests, we have gotten different key points. And if you are a man out there that has been a victim, as we have heard, begin to speak out. The country is progressing. The world is evolving. It's time to speak out. Brush the egos aside, the pride, because we need you alive.
Yes, true. We do need you alive. Now make sure that you make a date with us again next time. From us and the entire crew, is have a beautiful day. Good morning.